Welcome back to Friday Crypto. My name is Chase, full-time trader and level 1 CMT. Let's get right to it today. Bitcoin on the daily chart. What are we doing? What are we looking at for targets? High and low. Let's get right to it. So right now we're a little bit indecisive. If we have a move down over the weekend, this is the level that I'm expecting first, right? We have kind of our little bit of a breakout, right? You see a couple of candles here and a move back down to the 21-day EMA will be likely the spot, right? This is where we reversed before, but there's a little bit of a sign here that we're weakening this uptrend, right? We've been in an uptrend for quite some time. It's showing signs of exhaustion. What do I mean? Well, these two candles right here, these two red candles, it's not necessarily the candles, but it's where they closed. So put it on closing price, and what do you notice, right? We closed below the EMA 8, this top red line here. That is a significant move, because what haven't we done prior moves? All this going back over a month, right? We can go back a month. Where have we not closed below? If you guessed the EMA 8, correct, right? We haven't been below the EMA 8 since the start of this move back almost over a month ago now, right? October 13th, right? So that is the signs that you want to be watching for, especially as the Bollinger Bands start to pinch here. Right, we're looking at a possibly more significant move. So if we come down here and hold, right, we're still good, just like we did back here, right? But if you see a close below the 21 after a close below the EMA 8, that's a sign of a little bit more of a prolonged downtrend likely starting. So to get those targets, if we go below, so if we close under like 35.4, 35.3, that's, today, tomorrow, Sunday, before we talk again, right? On Monday, we'll make some more videos. But if we close under this 21-day EMA, 35.3, likely means prolonged downtrend. Now, there's nothing 100% in crypto, right? No guarantees, but that is, the odds go way up if that happens, right? Okay, so, and also, like, this is our warning shots. We've had two of them, right? We haven't seen a close below the EMA 8 in over a month, and we just got two of them. Warning shot 1, warning shot 2. How many do you need here, right? So it doesn't mean we have to go down, but this is certainly a time to be more cautious than bullish, at least on this time frame. Just looking at this chart, this is how you translate that, okay? So again, we're still okay until we close under the 21 EMA at 35.3, okay? So now let's zoom out a little bit. Actually, let's do one more thing. Let's look at the Gaussian channel here on the daily. So let's turn this on, see if we can see anything. Well, where's the hell's the Gaussian channel? I'm glad you asked. It's way the hell down here. So yeah, we've been pretty bullish. Now the Gaussian channel can be a little bit of a magnetic pull or gravity, so to speak. So if you get way above it or way below it, it tends to kind of revert back to the mean at some point in the not so distant future. So if you kind of, project this out here, right, you can see this is curving up quite a bit. So we're looking at maybe another 10 days or so, and it could potentially get up here if prices continue up or sideways, right? The more sideways we go or down we go, right, this will start to level off, right? If we start to come down like this, right, this will start to kind of lower trajectory. So hopefully you follow that. But that's where I would be looking to the downside. We start to look on the daily, right? This will update as we get through the days and weeks ahead. But just wanting to point that out, how elevated we are above the Gaussian channel, at least on the daily chart. Okay, so now let's zoom out. We'll zoom to the weekly, the big picture, and now we have some more kind of a little bit of potential trouble brewing, or at least some signs of exhaustion on this, pretty epic rally that Bitcoin has been on the past several weeks here, right? Even past couple of months, right? Been pretty good. What do we see? Well, 1, 2, 3 consecutive weekly closes outside the upper weekly Bollinger Bands, right? Strong move for sure, but prices are high by definition. That's why you track the Bollinger Bands, look for volatility, but price is high by definition when you're at the top of this band. And not only that, but we're getting a potential tweezer top here at the top of a rally. So you want to have everything in context, realize what you're looking at. This is a potential tweezer top, often sign that is a reversal signal, right? So we're seeing that. We'll get confirmation on that potentially. 2 days, 10 hours, right? The weekly close, Sunday evening for Eastern time, right? So watch for that. It's probably going to confirm if we close below 36K, right? That would be kind of significant, because you close halfway below this candle, the previous candle, that's really not good, right? So Now, I'm not saying we're going to go ultra bearish, right? But that would likely mean this at least local rally is put in a local top, and we need to cool off a little bit. So where do we cool off? Well, it's if you watch any of my previous Bitcoin videos, we've been talking about this for a while. You want to look for it'd be time for our bullish throwback or retest of a breakout zone. Where's our zone? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's right here, right? Starting from 32K roughly all the way down to around 30K, right? This is our closing, right? Put on closing prices. You want to encompass all these peaks here, right? So roughly 30K all the way up to, where the wicks were, right? So that's what you're looking at. That's our throwback, right? Oftentimes, certainly on a macro scale, when you're kind of forming this zone for, let's see, 200 plus days, right? That's that sideways consolidation resistance zone right here for 200 days before we broke out. You're going to get a bullish retest, also known as a throwback. So it would look something like this. You can go look at this in history for the stock market, for any coin, past bull cycle, right? It often does something loosely fit to this, right? This is absolutely bullish. So do not get bearish if we come back down to, low 30s. This is where you start to load up at, okay? So we talk about this all the time in our Patreon and Telegram group. So join us there if you haven't yet, and we'd be happy to keep you updated on a daily basis. So Bitcoin, we focus on Bitcoin there because Bitcoin is king, and whatever Bitcoin does, the rest of the market tends to follow suit. So I get it's more boring than the rest of the coins, but this is where you need to be following for to know when alt season is, right? I might put a video out a little bit later today looking at the altcoin market caps and the total crypto market caps. So check that out, later today or this weekend. So Bitcoin looking at a little bit of a little tired right now as far as, the massive up move goes. So if we go down, right, here's your zone. But before that, we have this 8 EMA on the weekly. So let's get an exact price on that. If we go down there this weekend, that's just south of 33K. So 32,936, you can see it right up here right now, right? So that's where I'll be looking at for maybe an initial kind of hesitation, right? So maybe we do that, right? Kind of like something back in here. EMA 8s, right? Look at our initial move up, and then we kind of fall right to the EMA 8. Our move up, and then we kind of go right to the EMA 8, hold, and then decide, right? We might come down here and maybe go up again before coming back to this zone. But very likely, somewhere in this zone is going to get tested sometime between now and probably the end of the year, maybe early next year even, right? It might surprise. Maybe it just holds up here, then comes down, later on, right? So the very, very high conviction rate that we're going to hit this zone sometime before going to, new all-time highs, 40, 50K, that kind of stuff. So hopefully that helps someone out there somehow, some way. That's the Gaussian channel weekly. Look how elevated we are again. Good signs of things to come, but we need to have a bullish retest, and we don't have it yet. I think we're going to get it. And, once we're down here, that should hold. Very high conviction that holds. And then, to the moon, right? That's what we're looking at. Okay. Hopefully you found that somewhat helpful. Quote of the day: the tigers of wrath are wiser than the horses of instruction. I don't make these up. All right, car of the day. Any guesses? If you said Bugatti, congrats, you can read. You got the model. The Chiron, the Bugatti Chiron, of course, the pure sport with the number. If it has the number, it's the sport, right? So here's a white one. Red brake calipers, red interior. That's pretty snazzy. And then I came across this concept of a Bugatti. It's not a real one. I wish it was, but it caught my eye. So let's show it. This is insane. It's like the convertible version of it. So this guy just created this. It's not real, but I mean, pretty striking, right? Look, I love the long LED lights in the front. Pretty sick. No roof. Epic. Might get a little windy going 230 miles an hour. All right, that's our Bitcoin video of the day. Hopefully you found it helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.